What's up, guys? We're back with this Epic Tiki podcast. My guest today is Khal.
Hey, what's going on?
Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, you nailed it. I feel like
Awesome.
we're friends now. Like, you can call me Sheno if you want.
Sheno,
Did you know
okay.
that's my nickname?
I do know that, but I've met you and like as Shaheen, so I'm just
Yeah.
like Shaheen.
Yeah. My friends
Sheno.
and family call me Sheno. Nobody calls me Shaheen. But
Okay.
so yeah,
So formal.
now we're all kind of friends. Isn't that great?
If you were to do an autograph, would it be like? Would you write Sheno or Shaheen?
That's a good question. I was just thinking about that today. Funny enough, because I still sign it Sheno, but like I think professionally I'm Shaheen.
Okay.
But like personally, most people that know me call me Sheno.
Okay. So everyone watching, because they don't know you, they should call you Shaheen.
You have to call me Shaheen. If
Okay.
you call me Sheno, it's a great sign of disrespect and great dishonor on your family.
Oh my God. I like to start the podcast off with the gravity, a statement of gravity.
Yeah, like vague threats are typically how you build a good audience.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have just had this rolling, because then I feel like now we had all this cool like banter right away, and now I'm like, we already went through it. Yeah.
No, we'll get into it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. I met his dog. His dog didn't really like me at first, but now we're cool. He'll probably like at some point kind of like be the meat in the sandwich.
Oh yeah, he'll come over. He's chewing on a toy right now. You can't see him, but he'll come over and start chewing it on one of us, and he'll be like, "Does this what I do?" And he just,
Does this work for you?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. I like to lick this. Would you like to also lick it? This is fun for me. I like the sensation on my tongue of how this thing I ripped out of this toy tastes on my hand.
That's not even the whole toy. That's just a piece of it.
Yeah.
Or that little tag that he has there.
Yeah, it's like because there's squeakers in them. So I don't know. It's kind of fucked up when you think about dogs. Are like, here's a cute little squeaker toy, and they're like, I must find the squeaker, and they like rip it out
for sure.
And then their whole thing is just finding the core of this squeaker and making it stop squeaking. So you're like, oh, you just want every squirrel you see, you want to like
Rip its heart out.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever is the center, its core.
Yeah.
They typically, cats are the same. If there's catnip within a toy, they rip it apart, they get out the stuff that they want, and then they discard the carcass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they'll sit next to you and be like,
yeah.
Like
And it's like,
nuzzle you. And
I
you're
know
like,
deep down that if you were bigger, you would eat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are lucky with big animals, like, do you ever see, I never saw it, but there's a movie called Roar that like Tippi Hedren was in. She's the lady from The Birds.
Oh, no, I've never seen it.
Her husband and her, like, they were obsessed with tigers.
Mm-hmm.
So they bought this crazy big house like outside of LA, and they have all these tigers.
Oh, I was thinking, what's the one with Idris Elba where it's like him versus a big lion?
Lions and tigers, I think. Oh, I don't. Yeah, that came out like a couple years ago.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. So does it end badly? I'm assuming the tiger is like...
No, I think it's just like a weird movie with no plot. But like, there's sort of people being like, "Oh no, there's and they're." I don't know. I watched a Red Letter Media video about it, and they were making fun of it. And I've heard it about it on other things. But I don't think there's really much of a plot. Like, this family shows up. There's all these lions and tigers, and they're like, "This is crazy." And then I don't think anyone dies. They just kind of get like tackled a bunch.
Yeah.
But I do. I know that the cinematographer, I think it was Jan de Bont, who directed Speed. I might be wrong about that.
Is that a man or a woman?
I think it's a man. It's like a German or Swiss or something cool like that. Yeah.
Got it.
Jan. Yes,
probably.
right. Jan de Bont.
Yeah.
And I think it was him. And I think his like scalp. He got almost scalped by one of the lions.
Holy
or
shit!
something.
Seems like all the exciting stuff happened off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like a pretty boring movie. You're not really selling it that great.
I think it is kind of boring, but it is why, because you're watching it and you're just like, those are lions, and they're just on the lady from The Birds, and it's like she didn't learn her lesson with birds, so she's like, you know what? Let's make the animals bigger,
pivot to tigers,
claws, teeth. You know?
Yeah. When you said someone named Jan filmed Speed, I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like,
yeah,
that's pretty
get in a little
intense.
closer.
That's a pretty intense movie. Yeah.
Yeah, don't fall off the frame, or then if I do videos, I can't.
Yeah, let's start over. Welcome to the Epic Body Hair Podcast. I'm used to being like the hairiest person in any given room.
Yeah,
even like when I'm around you're
I'll
pretty hairy, bro.
Give you a run for your money.
Yeah, big time.
I'm gonna look up the cinematographer real quick.
Yeah, sure. Why are you so hairy? Is it an Italian thing or?
Everyone thinks I'm Italian. Well, I do
you're
that joke.
German, right? Or
No.
you're Ukrainian?
Russian.
And
And
that makes
Serbian.
sense.
I think it's the Serbian part.
I think so too. Yeah.
I realize
like your body's built for cold.
Yeah.
But then what's my excuse? My people are from the desert and we're also hairy. Like, how does that work evolutionary wise?
Is that like to keep the sand away?
I think so. I think long eyelashes keeps it out of your eyes. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eyebrows keeps it. Yeah.
But your eyebrows are better than
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
I don't have that, but I have
Right.
like medium to thick.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
I'm assuming you have to tweeze your. If you didn't, you probably have a unibrow, right? Like a big.
I only have like 3 or 4 hairs right there,
well, that's
and I
where we
just kind of
differ.
shave it sometimes.
Nah.
You have to tweeze like a
Oh,
lot.
I tweeze. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's no more hair fall. I've been tweezing for a long time. I mean, if I didn't tweeze, I would look like Anthony. What's his name from the NBA with the unibrow?
Oh,
Is that his name? Anthony something?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't
it's-
give a shit about other. I follow the Kings, and that's
Same.
it. I'm a very
Same.
bad. I used to be more into the NBA overall, but there's just too many interests now for me.
100%.
I used to wake up and turn on ESPN and just watch, and I knew everything. And
I
now
never
I'm
did
like,
that,
I
no.
don't do that anymore.
No, I only have time for one sport and one team, and that's the Kings. And I only learn about other teams when they play the Kings.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, like, I'll go to a game and I'll be like, I have no idea who these other people are. You know what I mean? But, like, go Kings.
Yeah. I'll go with it was Jan de Bont.
Jan de Bont.
I was right.
Yeah.
And he directed
He looks like a Jan.
Speed, The Haunting, Minority Report. Oh, no, produced. Okay, no. I'm saying things.
Did he direct Speed or no?
Yes.
Okay, Speed's a great movie.
I know he directed that. And
I
then
love
he
Speed.
I think he directed Twister. Yep, directed Twister, which
Those
is a
are
classic.
both great movies. Did you see the new one, Twisters? There's more.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
Thought it was good, yeah.
I wasn't like, this is amazing, but I thought it was good.
Mhm.
I was very mad that there was no kiss at the end of the movie.
See?
There's like this weird, like, oh, the Gen Z doesn't like sex, so we're not going to put it in our movie. And it's like, it's Twister.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's not tornadoes happening, people should be kissing, making out, and having sex.
Well, it's like who's not going to kiss Glenn Powell? The girl was whatever, but Glenn Powell, I mean, that guy, I want to fuck him. You know, like,
He's a good-looking dude.
I'm
And
not
I feel
even-
like they made the other, there was like that weird love triangle, right, with the guy from Hamilton, the lead female, and then Glenn Powell. And
Yeah.
they did not do the guy from Hamilton any favors. They made him like really ugly. It's like kind of like a weird simp cuck
They
character.
gave him like the worst haircut.
The
you
worst
could have.
haircut. He was like doing shady business for like a corporate company. And
Right.
then Glenn Powell shows up and he's just this handsome dude with like a cool truck that has like
Yeah, it's like DIY, like stakes that go into the ground.
Really
so
cool
that
stuff,
It
yeah.
doesn't get pulled up by the tornadoes.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
He's like, we're just here to have a good time. You
Mhm.
know, it's like that. Who doesn't
he's
want
like,
to?
I fuck tornadoes on camera.
I get all up inside them
I shoot
tornadoes.
my. It was all like it was very metaphorical. He's like, I shoot my big rockets up into this tornado.
Oh my god, I didn't
Yeah,
think
it was.
about that.
It was all metaphors for his wiener, and then
I gotta watch that.
yeah,
movie
you have to be
again.
more subtle with Gen Z. You can't just lay it out. It has to be all metaphorical.
So there was a lot of sex. It was just metaphorical. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like literal.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I want to see like making out and sex back in movies. I'm tired of. Well, if you see Nosferatu, there's like. Well, I don't know.
I know you guys talked about that. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to go see it. You saw it in theaters, I'm assuming, or did you like rip it?
No, I theatered
You
it.
theatered it?
I
Cool.
thea- I'm
Good for you.
I'm a giant pussy. I won't rip anything. I'm
Oh.
afraid.
Yeah.
I've been afraid of the FBI ever since I saw a DVD with that warning. I was like, you wouldn't download a car.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, no. Can you? I don't-
These days you can actually. Yeah,
could
it's
3D
really,
print
it's
a car.
Really easy. Yeah, you just download the whole thing. You push a button and now you have a car or a gun. That's how Luigi did it.
You wouldn't download a gun, would you?
I would. Luigi did, and he's super handsome. I'm trying to be like him.
No,
No,
we're talking about some eyebrows.
I got
Luigi's eyebrows.
Yeah. Really convenient that eyebrows are in now.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess I just had to kill people to be attractive. No one was finding me attractive. Maybe it was his body as well. I think that was doing him some favors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
I feel like we jumped 4 things.
We did.
You were talking about something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Me neither.
We'll get back. It'll
if
come
we
up
if
if
we
we
go
remember.
one back, it was Twister's Nosferatu. I don't remember.
Twister's Nosferatu. The Glenn Powell.
No, that was.
Oh no, Jan de Bont. Roar. But there was
No.
something before that because I interrupted you to talk about Jan de Bont. Jan de Bont.
We were talking about. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's
Okay.
move on.
Doesn't matter. All right.
Mhm.
I don't think I told you this. I'm excited. I got my first hosting weekend at Punchline.
Let's go. That's awesome.
I was at the gym Thursday.
Uh huh.
I look at my email after my workout, and I have an email, and it's like, you want to do it tomorrow.
That's typically how it goes. The least amount of words possible. It's like tomorrow ?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're
wait,
like, this is
for
a
what?
huge moment in my life, and it's like this really unceremonious email. Yeah, that's typically how it goes. It was like your past spelt URPSD. I was like, this is really cool. I was like in Costco.
You know, he
having
wrote
a
it at a
meltdown.
urinal while
Yeah.
he's flying somewhere. And he's just like, your past, and he drops his
100%.
phone in the
Yeah,
toilet.
yeah, yeah.
To
him,
him, see the
it's
water in the message.
100%. It's a big moment for us. For him, it's business.
Yeah.
But that's super exciting, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Did you know you had your audition?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
But what was funny to me, what was funny is I did my audition in either, I can't remember now, it was like September or October, and then someone, our friend Angel Castro, had his the night before,
Yep.
and then he got a message like within 3 days, and then I got nothing, and then it just kept on being nothing, and then everybody I talked to about it was like, oh yeah, just don't, he'll get to you when he'll remember at some point, and I'm like, okay, and then I sort of had it in my notes of like, because I make to-do lists every week, so I'm kind of organized, and it was like, follow up, should I follow up, and then I just didn't.
Good, that's the move.
Right, and then just, email, okay.
Yep.
So it worked out, but it was like so like low-key stressful. You know?
100%. Yeah. I probably had to wait 2 or 3 weeks to the point where I thought I just didn't get past.
Yeah.
I think it was in the realm of 3 weeks, and then I'd forgotten about it. And that's the way to go, is just like, people are busy, you know what I mean? Like, don't stress about it. Less is more is typically how I feel.
Totally. I think he likes that, and he's like, because he's like, don't worry, I'm keeping track of people 100%. I want to do this.
It's a business. He's good at it.
And you think about it, people are definitely like emailing him cold emails that have never done it. They've never done anything at Punchline, and they're like, can I please? And he's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand the job must be extremely annoying. So that's why I sort of took that less is more thing, where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do other stuff, and then hopefully they notice that, or he notices, or something, and it works out, and then eventually I'll just get in, hopefully, because I'm going to do other things.
It's a good move.
Yeah.
I just burped into the mic. It's probably going to come up in the middle of your story.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's plenty of podcasts where they just burp. I'll do it, probably.
Yeah. There we
There
go.
you go.
Now it balances out. No, that's awesome, man. Congrats. That's huge.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you did the right thing. So when is your first night?
Last night.
Oh shit! Who'd you host for?
Steve Byrne.
Oh, nice. Steve
Yeah.
Byrne's big.
He's nice too. He's super cool.
That's a big one. Was
Great dude.
he wearing a suit? As
Yep.
he typically does. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good show. Who was the feature?
So I guess the feature was I think it was Miles. Wait, no, I can't remember his last name all of a sudden.
Oh.
Miles.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
The Joker. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? Miles Weber.
Miles Weber.
And I guess his whole family has like norovirus or something shitty. So Godspeed. I hope you're okay.
Damn.
But so Drew Schaefer and I are co-featuring hosting.
Okay.
But I'm hosting, so I'm first.
And then
But
Schaefer went up second. And
yeah,
then
but we were
Byrne.
both just doing like 12 minutes, so
That's
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a short show, I feel like, because
That
usually
is. Typically host does 5.
15,
Oh, sorry. Yes. Host does
Yeah.
15. Feature does 20.
20 or 25,
25.
right?
And then
Yeah.
how long?
And that's
does-
like 40 minutes. So together we're doing 24.
Yeah.
You know,
That's not a lot of time.
yeah.
But is that because Steve Byrne did over an hour?
Well, no, and I think he got there like right when the show started. So, like, I don't even think he was able to tell them like I'm doing this amount of time. Like there was no time on his sheet thing. So it worked out. It was
Nice.
fine, but it was kind of like, I think it's not a typical weekend. It's also the first weekend after New Year's, so you could sense it in the audience last night. They were like, they're tired, or they were like half in on this idea of doing comedy this weekend, because they probably all did New Year's stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I don't know, but it was also Friday, so it's not always. I think Saturday will be better.
Yeah, and he's not.
Tonight.
Is he not? Oh, is it tonight too?
Oh yeah, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sick. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Nice,
5
man.
shows.
That's exciting.
Yeah. No, it's fun. And it sucks too, because like I was with the holidays, like I don't always get booked around the holidays. Sometimes I've done New Year's stuff or whatever, but I didn't have anything going, so I hadn't done comedy for like 2 weeks. So then I did like a open mic at Stab on Thursday after I got the email like I gotta go do something.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I was still nervous last night because I'm like, I don't want to fuck up. You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm still like, even though I'm like, I guess I'm past now, I'm still like, he could take it back.
100%. Yeah. I find that I'm the same way. Like when I had my hosting audition, I hadn't hosted in a while. So I was like, oh, I got to like host to like.
I think I remember you telling me you were like
practice.
trying to get a bunch of hosting.
Yeah. And I went and did it and had a terrible set and realized that sometimes no set before is better than like a bad set. Like I find that open mics are not a good barometer. Like I will go and do jokes at an open mic and they will not go well. And I'll do the same jokes at Punch or at a club and they'll do much better. Sometimes I feel like the best place to try jokes is like sandwiched in the middle of a set. You know what I mean? At like a good club where there's an audience, they're there to see comedy, they're paying attention. Yeah. Otherwise, you can get a bad first impression of a potentially good joke. But yeah, I was the same way. It was like sometimes I'll be on stage and I'll be like, I haven't done this in a while. Like in the middle of my set, I'm like, is this going well? Do I know what I'm doing?
Do you disassociate sometimes?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'll float above myself.
Right.
And I'll be like,
what the fuck
those
am I
pants
doing?
are a bad choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that, yeah. Or I'll...
You have nacho cheese on your cheek. How did it get up there? What are you doing, you animal?
Yeah, you're lactose intolerant. You shouldn't have eaten that. You're gassy now.
You're going to shit your pants on stage, and you wore the white pants.
Yeah, exactly.
You thought it was going to be white pant night. What did you do?
It's never white pant night. Yeah.
I don't think either of us have white pants, I bet. But
no.
I've got like khakis.
Yeah, those would be shitty to shit in as well.
Actually, you might not be able to tell.
Depending what you ate.
Yeah. Depends. You should wear Depends.
Anyway, that's exciting. Congrats. That's super cool. It's a big step.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's cool too because Steve Byrne was like years ago. I was taking photos with Nick Larson there because he does like the photos around there. And I was doing some other show and we needed pictures, so we went to take pictures for this like weird improv show at Comedy Spot. And me and this other guy that were hanging out, his name's Cameron. He's an improviser, but we were hanging out after, like, just watching Steve Byrne, and because he was there that weekend. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, we just were talking to him for a minute, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a stand-up," and he's like, "Oh, you want to do a guest set tomorrow?" And I was like, "What? No way!" At Punchline.
Oh, nice.
So he invited me back. I did a guest set. It was fun. So like, I have a good memory of him. So it's cool that it's him. Is my first weekend as this guy that was like, cool.
Did you remind him of that? Did he remember you at all?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah, I think he had like a late night in Vegas the night before, so I think he's a little like, I just need a night, guys, and then I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That makes sense.
Like he was a little out of it.
Yeah,
but he's very professional. Did his shows and he killed it, so it was cool.
It's awesome.
Very exciting.
That's huge.
How do you like when you write? What's your favorite? Like you said, sandwiching into jokes. So like when you go do a show, are you kind of like, I have this new bit, I'm going to do these two and then do this one and see how that goes?
Yes, that's typically how I do it.
Okay.
I will, I will, you can't, it just looks like I'm petting air right now because you can't see Nacho in camera, but there's a dog right here. I will, and my methodology in that is like, do my tried and tested material, let the audience know that I'm funny, right? You can trust me.
Yeah.
Then try out some.
Oh, now he wants to play.
Yeah, now he's getting crazy.
When he walked in, he was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, now he's like a fun gremlin instead of an evil one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know if he's too much. I can grab him.
Fine.
Nacho, chill out. Come here.
Nacho, I'm trying to talk about my process. These people want to know.
Come here, buddy. It's okay.
There
we go. I'll hold him.
That's my game plan typically is like, let me do some jokes, get the audience to understand kind of my pace, do some new stuff. If it doesn't work, it's fine because now I have better stuff coming.
Yeah.
So I typically try not to end on a new joke or start on a new joke, and I can pepper them in wherever. Yeah. But I try to create some sort of path in my comedy. Like I have a lot of stuff about my culture, and it feels very weird to like do it and then go do like dick jokes and then go back to that stuff. Typically, it's like either I have to start with other stuff, then go into all of my Habibi jokes, and then do something at the end. So anyway, I try to create some sort of like structure.
Yeah, I'm not good at that sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll be like, "Here's my dating jokes," and then now, isn't it weird we bury people in the ground?
Yeah,
like, I don't have a transition for that.
Yeah, like I just did a show on New Year's Eve with some of the other guys from SF Comedy Competition, and I felt like I was bouncing around a bit. And sometimes it works. Sometimes you kind of just have to feel it out. Like the audience doesn't know. It's more like in our head than like how it's perceived. Like I find that you could totally bounce around and have no structure, and the set could still go really, really well.
Oh yeah, and sometimes it's funny to be like, oh yeah, and also I forgot this joke, and then just do it, and they're like, haha, because last night, yeah, I was just only thinking about what I was doing wrong, and then after the second show, there was like this guy there with his friends who I used to live down the street from when I lived at my friend Allie's house, and he was like, hey, what's up, it's Sam, and I was like, oh yeah, like I forgot because I talked to him like 4 times, but he was really nice, and after the show. I was like, yeah, it wasn't my best. They're like, we couldn't even tell. Like they don't know that you're not, you don't feel like you're doing whatever, because I was uncomfortable, but it's like, it's the first weekend and it's punchline. Like, I don't know. It's weird because I've been trying so hard to get it for years and then like less hard lately, but that just has this sort of like scary, when I'm driving down how to go there, I'm like, I'm going to that place where I have to try and it's scary and I might not get it.
Yep.
And so I can go to like Denver Comedy Works and be like, this is cool.
Yeah.
But if I'm at the punchline, it's scary. So it's still.
There's a little bit more weight to it. I think what you've been doing has been prepping you for those moments though. Like you've been doing some big shows lately and like like you said, like it doesn't mean I think our perception of our sets and the audience perceptions of our sets are vastly different. Sure. And like, yeah, I can say I did not have a good set for me.
Yeah.
If someone hasn't seen me before,
yeah,
they could still enjoy it. But also our barometers are oftentimes off. Back to like the competition, there were nights where I would walk off stage and want to bury my head in the sand, and my wife was with me a lot throughout that, and she was like, you had a great set. I'm like, no, I hated it. And then like I would do a lot better. Other times I would think I had a great set and didn't perform well in terms of like the scoring. And oftentimes like our barometers are just off. And unless you're watching every single comic or you really don't know.
Yeah. It's I think it's just that's part of being, because I think a lot of comedians are people pleasers. That's like one of the reasons why we do it.
Oh, yeah.
So we're always just like, it's not enough. Like, I'm sorry. Can I fix it? Or can I do this for you? Like it's just how we are. So
when another comic tells you, I had a bad set, are you honest with them as to whether or not you feel like it was a good or a bad set?
I try. This comes up a lot on podcasts I like, because I think it depends on how well I know the person.
Sure.
Because if it's like a newer person that I don't know, I don't want to be like, yeah, you sucked.
Yeah.
You should. I mean,
you should probably not do this anymore.
Yeah.
You should probably quit.
I would never say that unless they were just really, really bad. But I would be like, I would like to be more. I try to be honest,
Same.
Because it's helpful. Like you don't want them to think that they're doing great when they didn't. Because there's comics that will go up and be like, I fucking smashed it, and you're like, maybe like one thing you said was good and you remember that, but the rest of it was like, what were you talking about?
Yeah. Like, I find that it's in a lot of ways, it's like almost, it's like a fine line, right? Like you want to be, in a lot of ways, it's not our job to critique people. I think if they're a good friend and like you said, it just depends how well you know the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes they get off and they're harder on themselves than they need to be, and you can empathize with that because we're all the same way.
Yeah.
And then other times, like some people need to be, a lot of comics would say you need to be bad, or you at least will be bad in the beginning, and you'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I was funny for like 7 years. I mean, I got laughs or whatever, but I feel like it took about 6-7 years to be like, oh, that guy, I could put him on a show and he'll be funny.
Yeah.
Like he'll do the whole set and be good most of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I go through phases, I think, and I don't know whether it's reality or how I feel. Like I'll go through, like I think I was good in the beginning, and then I kind of lost it because I got in my head, and then I kind of got it back, and now I'm again in this weird space where I feel like I still have work to do. Like one of my big goals is to like get back into writing, and I want to take an improv class. I think I'm going to go to Comedy Spot and take some improv classes. And I'm like, even 14 years into the game, I'm not against taking a joke writing class and like just kind of like getting the juices flowing again. Because I find that like I go through phases where it's like I'll forget how to write a joke, and then I'll kind of come back to it. Or I'll maybe it's less that and more like losing my voice almost, and then needing to like come back to it again. And I feel like I'm at that place where it's like I could use a little bit more inspiration. I think improv's a good way to get there. I also want to get better at crowd work. I feel like my crowd work needs work.
Yeah. All those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, for me, joke writing is like, I want to be more. I wish I was more like, yes, this plus this equals that. But it's for me, jokes are kind of like they just sort of happen, and I'm like, oh, whoops, this is funny.
Yeah.
And I've had like ideas that were good that turned into good jokes, but somebody had to tell me that oh no, say this part first. Like I was doing it out of order. It's like I just can't visualize the math of it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think some people can. Like
yeah, I think it depends on your style. I think some people are very like boom, set up punchline joke, and like that's a very common structure.
I sort of feel like I have both. Like I'll have like, oh, my girlfriend and I are gonna have a baby, in Vegas or whatever.
Yeah, I know that joke. Yes.
Yeah,
yes, yes.
but like that's a very set up punch joke, and then I have like a story about having a 69, which is like that's not. Those are not the same kind of jokes,
Yeah.
So it's weird because some comics are just like they only do this kind of stuff and
like
it works.
Jeselnik. Did you watch his new special?
No, I should.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's like what I enjoyed it because I was like, oh, this is like a masterclass in how to write jokes that subvert expectations, and then I also found myself not really laughing because it was like it's almost too structured. Like I do like the idea of having some variation in it.
Yeah, his second to last special, I was like excited to watch, and I started watching it, and he's like, he said something about dropping babies, and I'm like, you don't drop babies, and I just stopped. I couldn't. I'm like, it was so fake, because I'm like, I know he doesn't drop babies. That's insane,
right?
But it's like he can say other stuff that's insane, and it's funny, but just that one, it just made like a few of the jokes were just like, you didn't do that, and it just really bothered me. I don't know why. I'm sure I know he's good, and I'm not saying I hate him or anything. I just was like, it just wasn't working for me. So
yeah.
I want to try the new one out though because I heard it's better, but maybe it's not if you don't like it.
I think that last one was called like Fire in the Baby Ward. It's like very like. I think that's what that special was called. It's like that's his brand is like weird, not just subverting, but like jokes that like other people won't touch, and he's very much like a joke.
What's the
purist.
worst thing I can say?
100%. Yeah, exactly.
I want to watch Adrienne Appalucci's special.
I don't know who that is.
She's like just says really dark
what?
stuff.
I think she was just on Whiskey Ginger, the podcast. I think she just did.
I was watching
that
this morning before you came over.
There you go. Yeah. I watched her. She's funny.
Yeah.
Her and Jordan Jensen are like two of my favorite comics right now. Jordan Jensen is like I watched that podcast and I was like, oh, this Adrienne person is really, really funny.
Yeah.
And then I also learned about Jordan from podcasts and then watched her stand up and I was like, damn, these people are both really, really good.
Jordan Jensen's very like stream of like when she's riffing stuff, she'll just be like, she just kind of goes through a thing and like
the comedy like spews out of her. Yeah. I think that's
like her brain moves faster than her mouth can talk.
Yeah. That's not really my how I do comedy, but I enjoy it.
I can't either. Yeah.
But
it's fun to watch. I like Jessica Kirson a lot too. For talking about
Look at
New
us.
York female comedians.
Yeah.
Carmen
That's
Lynch,
cool.
Very funny.
Don't know who that is.
She's very good.
Nice.
She's a tall lady that says she's a very good joke writer. Set up punch.
Do you feel ready to do competitions? Have you done one yet, or do you have any interest in it? No interest.
I'm not. I feel like I would maybe do it, but I'd rather. I don't know. Competing makes it gives it this extra layer of like that punchline thing I've been talking about of just there's this stressful layer of I have to try. The best comedy for me is like when I kind of don't care and there's no stakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to headline a show a few weeks ago where I was like. It was like a record store show in Oak Park, and there was like 8 people.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I did like 23 minutes, and it was fun. Because I was kind of riffing off of like Lourdes had a set before me, so there's like some guy she was molesting in the front row. So I was like riffing on that, and it just was fun. And I was like, there's no stakes here because no one here controls any gates for me. Like I'm just going to have fun. Whereas, and I want to have that energy when I do like a punchline set. And I think, if I'm doing
takes time. And it also takes not, you know what I mean? Like once you're in a position where you know that one set can't end your opportunities, you find that freedom a little bit. That's why I like to, I don't typically drink, but I like to have one little something right before my set because it just kind of lowers your inhibitions a little bit.
It just starts hitting you and
just
you're
loosens up. Yeah,
having
like
a good time.
I am somebody who's pretty, like I do have a day job, right? So there's like comedy me and like real life me, and there's also job me. I feel like I have 3 different personalities,
Yeah.
and I have to consciously shut one off to then turn another on. So I'm constantly at work, especially because I'm a comedian, watching what I say and thinking before I speak, and it's not really the best thing for comedy, you know?
Because I don't have that kind of day job. I like edit videos sometimes.
Right.
So for me, it's like when I'm around anybody, you can just think of something fucked up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you're not okay with like a school shooter joke casually or saying
I work in education. No one's going to be okay with either of those things.
Yeah.
Like I very much can't make those types of jokes.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do at work is like self-deprecating stuff where I talk about myself because it doesn't hurt anybody else.
Yeah.
So I typically am okay doing that type of stuff, but everything else I have to watch what I say. So
right, and if you lower the inhibition with a drink, then you kind of like, okay, that barrier's gone for like this set.
Yeah.
So I don't like stop myself because Karen is right there or whatever.
Exactly. And that's why I'm terrified to become a full-time comic, because it's like I guess I just have to become an alcoholic and drink every night. You know what I mean? Because
I think though
you would eventually, like if you were a full-time comic, again, I wouldn't necessarily worry about what I was saying because I wouldn't.
Right.
It would go away naturally. I go to sleep at the end of a comedy show. I wake up and I'm talking to a school, a nun at a school district in Florida at 7 a.m. over Zoom. And it's like, if I didn't have that, I'd probably be able to just kind of slip in to the thing. So again, it's that weird, like comedy's that weird thing, where it's like like your brain works differently and you have to leverage it in different ways for different things. And I like that I get to do both because I think I don't really have any interest in being like a touring full-time comic.
It's exhausting.
The allure of that life is it fizzes out. Like I traveled for work and got to tour the country, see a lot of cool places. But
so you know what hotel life is like.
It's not fun.
The hotels are the thing.
Food sucks. You get fat. You get your back hurts. You're always flying. You're getting sick all the time. Like it's not tight.
The thing I like is entering a new hotel room because it's so clean and nice. And if it's a nice room, you're like, yeah. And then after you sleep in it one night, you're like,
it's all wet and you can like it smells like sex, but you're alone, which is sad. And it's you become this gross. You realize what you would be. I mean, you live alone, so I guess you get to be as
this whole house is a hotel room.
I'm having a hard time knowing what stains are Nacho and what's you.
Some of them are both of us.
I have to get rid of this couch. I'm like, you should. I get offers to sleep on people's couches to do comedy, like, hey, come to the Bay, like crash on my couch, and I'm like, no.
You're like, because not only
I want to like rest
there,
my head where you like sit your ass and play video games for hours a day,
right? Or fuck some random girl one night.
No, thank you.
Like, But also, you think about it, like I
don't want to get paid in like crabs from your couch. I don't want to catch some. That's a terrible thing. If I bring home some sort of sickness,
you don't want to earn pets from your gigs.
No. I just leaned back and there was no cushion, so I just kept falling further and further.
Thingy?
No. Oh well, I'll put this behind me. How about that? Yeah.
That's not going to be enough.
It'll be okay. We'll figure
need like
it
3
out.
of those for that.
Okay, let's. What am I supposed to do? This weird.
You don't have
body
to, but
thing?
you can.
It looks like again everything. I'm like, does Luke or his dog fuck this pillow?
What I was going to say about the San Francisco, I was leaning back a little bit too.
Yeah, let's both lean back, bro. This is.
But
otherwise, it's gonna look like a Hobbit and Gandalf, like depth perception.
Yeah,
you're gonna look like a way bigger person than me. Anyway,
Bilbo.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to hurt you.
I saw this clip of Merry and Pippin have a podcast in real life.
Oh yeah,
and he was talking about how the Lord of the Rings movies are PG-13 in America, which means technically you could sprinkle one F word into each of those movies, and if so, where would you put it?
That's a good.
And it's like
a good exercise.
Yeah. It's like they've taken the little fucking ones, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sprinkle it in
fucking
somewhere.
Man flesh.
Exactly. Yes.
Wait, real quick. I want to finish that thought.
Okay.
The couches in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's gross because your friends, like, they probably stained it or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to think about, too, they probably found the couch on the street.
100%.
So that couch is even worse.
Yeah. It's not, you have to worry not just about what they've done to it, but what other strangers have done, what happened to it while it was on the street, because they probably didn't get it on day one. It was probably there soaking up.
It probably rained on it one time, so then it's like mildew. And
I used to do that. I used to get alley furniture in my apartment, and never cushioned furniture, but like I've taken like coffee tables, and like end tables, and all types of stuff.
I bought this from Facebook Marketplace for $40, but it was
disgusting.
It was from like a doctor woman, so like I think it was fine.
Yeah,
it was like a woman that lives very close to here, and she had like scrubs on, and I could like she lives near UC Davis, so I'm like, this is legit.
She's clean, yeah,
and it's a good coffee table. I like it.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's made of. I still don't know if it's wood or fake wood, but it looks like wood, and it's shiny, and it's got little details, and
it feels like wood.
I needed a big coffee. I like a coffee table, you know, so.
What if it wasn't wood, and you've been knocking on it because you're superstitious? And you have really bad luck because you weren't getting any of it out of it. You know, you were knocking on plastic.
That's why I always knock on my wiener.
Nice.
I close my eyes and I think about Jessica Alba 2003.
Yeah, because if you knock on it and it's soft, you're not getting anything out of it.
It's got to be wood.
Yeah, exactly. Nacho.
Yeah. So, comedy.
Comedy.
I love doing that impression. So, okay.
Little gay.
Where are we at? Little gay, little homo. We sort of did this when you got here, but I thought it'd be fun to like look at. I guess we did talk about where we're at. That was like so. JR, my friend JR de Guzman and I, we used to do a podcast called The Sexy Podcast, and it was so. I don't know if you remember. There was a guy named DS Davey that used to do comedy in Sacramento. Okay, he had like a really cool deep voice, and he would do voiceover work. So we paid him like I don't know $50 to do this little voiceover for us, where he's like, "Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen."
Nice.
We're bringing sexy back. It's the Sexy Podcast with your hosts, JR de Guzman and Luke Soin. And it was like, so we had these segments on the show. One of them was like where we're at, which is like, oh, what have you been doing? And then that gets you through the first part. So we kind of did that. And then we would do a writing session and then like where we're going to be. But today I was like, we both like grew up in the same time period, you know, so we had the same interests, Power Rangers, Pokemon,
all the good shit,
you know, all those things. So I was like, let's take out my Pokemon cards and look at them.
I got it. Because you got Nacho.
Yeah. You can, there's a binder. The binder's the Marvel cards. We can go to the Marvel cards if we get bored of Pokemon.
These are kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah. So, was this the one? This is the one with the good stuff.
Right? I don't know. I feel like all of it's good shit, man.
Oh, yeah, sure. But this is the one with
Is this an OG
matte? I think it's a matte for playing on. And it has like the...
I think it's a poster. It's not a matte.
I think... Yeah. I need to... Someday I'll get like a studio.
It's really hard to do this and also talk into a mic.
I know. You're doing a great job.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. I guess it is a matte.
Yeah. I think I used it about one time to play with.
I never played the game. I only ever collected.
I used to play...
I feel like that was the separation between like cool kids and nerds.
If you're watching... I mean, I don't have the audio version right now anyways, but this is a playmat for the Pokemon trading card game, TCG.
Dude.
But it's like, it's just for your side, so someone else has to have theirs. So you could show up and look all professional.
And the other guy's playing on a piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, this segment
he's
is
playing dice in an alley.
This segment is just for our friends Angel and Diego and nobody else.
Right. No, some other people will be into this.
Yeah, I'm sure. Dude, this is cool, man. You have some pretty valuable cards in here. I'd be really interested. You should You should look into like maybe getting them graded and
how much is it to
value.
Send to like what's it called? What's that company called?
They have a bunch. They got CGC, they've got Beckett, they've got
I'd love to put one of these Charizards in one of those little card cases where it's like 8.9 or whatever.
Yeah, that's getting it graded. It's typically like $20 a card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you have to send it to them.
You have to send it to them, which is sketchy, or you could make a road trip out of it.
Oh, where are they located though?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Never done it.
You know what? You should do that, but I don't know.
I don't know how to do it, bro. Come on.
It could be like the southern tip of Florida. But
yeah, I have no clue.
We live in California if you're watching this and you don't know that.
But yeah, like I have a bunch of Pokemon cards, but I keep them all in binders, and I'm kind of like a completionist, so don't take it out.
No, it's in his sleeve. It's okay. Safe. Is it secret? Is it fucking secret? Is it fucking safe?
Exactly.
Oh no, 2 F words. It's an R-rated Lord of the Rings movie. I feel like there's a few little scratches on both of them, but yeah, see like this one, like
yeah,
right
it looks
here.
like you played with it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing is when we were kids, man. Like we'd tear shit open. I would have
we would try to be careful.
What is now a in good condition $100,000 card just
that's out of the light.
Just in my backpack.
You guys get it. It's a Charizard, shadowless.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like you were smart about keeping your stuff. I traded everything. I had a neighbor who bamboozled me, and
a couple right there by a fire spin,
and appealed to my. Yeah,
they both have like 3 of those on each. Like both of the cards have it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like this would you would have to ask yourself, like typically if you want it to increase the value, it has to be grading it in any condition typically increases the value. But you would ask yourself, is it worth it? What do I think this would get? This would probably get, I don't know, maybe a 6 or a
6 or 7,
5, 6. I don't know. Never gotten a card graded.
Yeah. Not a 9 or a 10 though.
But I mean, it's shadowless. Like it would be. Here, let's look it up. Let's look this up. We're gonna see what this thing is worth, just raw, as they call it,
raw
versus graded.
Raw
and wriggling.
I love all the Lord of the Rings.
Give it to us raw and wriggling. Give it to us fucking raw.
This is a fun game to play.
Shadowless.
What's fucking taters, precious?
Pull fucking taters. All right, so Shadowless Charizard, ungraded. The first one I see is $750.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Don't ever sell it though. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't need it, if you're not trying to, buy a house or a ring for your fiance or something.
Yeah.
Just sit on it, dog.
Well, according to you, I'm going to get married soon, so maybe I will have.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's how it works. I'm putting that out into the ether.
Yeah. I am happy with how many like doubles I have. Like almost all of these are like flip it, and there's another one.
So I had a neighbor who was significantly older than me, and he was like the only kid. Like, I think he was probably 2-3 years older than me, and I was like maybe 12 at the time, right? And 12-year-olds have a very.
Did you get fleeced?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
No.
He knew what I was like. I was 12 years old. Internet wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I was all about boobs and karate. So he sold. He was like, "Give me all your Pokemon cards, and I'll give you some movies that you might like." And it was like American Pie and like a Jackie Chan film. And I was like, "This is all my favorite shit. I don't care about Pokemon anymore. This is worthless and stupid and childish to me." And I traded it all away. And I called him back as an adult, and I was like, "Hey, man,
fuck you.
First off, yeah, you fucking asshole. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Second of all,
I got no regrets.
I want my cards back, and I'll gladly buy them back from you." And he was like, "Oh, I think my parents sold them at a garage sale."
Of course.
And
stupid parents.
I think he's lying. But anyway, I have since gone out and recollected all of the cards of my past and then some for much more than what I bought them for originally.
Yeah.
It's freaky though. Like you'll buy a pack of cards now, right? In 2024. That's cool. And you'll pay, some of these packs are worth, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they'll still have the $2 price tag on them from back in the day.
What do you mean like it's on the card or just a
pack, a sealed pack?
Oh, like someone stamped like the little ticker.
Yeah, like when it was sold at KB Toys for $2, and now you're spending $700 on it. Yeah, they should do that with houses. When you buy a house, there should be a price. I mean, I guess they do have that on Zillow. You can see that this house was sold for.
Yeah.
Like
you can see
two
house,
chickens.
What I bought it for.
Yes.
Oh, you can go back in time and see all the all
the purchases.
You're right.
It's pretty depressing. It's pretty frustrating.
I forget what's in this one.
It's just more stuff. It's pretty cool, dude.
It's just not it's like the rare ones that aren't
non-holo rares.
Yeah, like first edition Venomoth, but it's not shiny.
It's holographic, by the way.
Holographic, sorry.
Come on.
Oh, shinies in the game.
We don't want to piss off the internet nerds.
You're right. In the game, they're shinies. I've never found a shiny Pokemon in the game. These
in the second they introduced
these are just in there raw.
They introduced shiny Pokemon in Gen 2. So in the first generation, there was no shinies.
But I've played like Pokemon Sword and Shield and all that, and I never got any.
Yeah, no.
Why the fuck are these in
They're
here
rare,
like this?
bro. You got some first editions, I mean.
Yeah, but they're like Fossil or
it's cool
Team
though.
Rocket and stuff. Who cares?
I have a complete Fossil set. I have a complete Jungle set. I have a complete base set.
See, I don't have those, so I think you actually have more than I do.
I do.
How many Charizards do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
But they're not shadowless. Yeah, your shadowless Charizards might be worth more than like an entire binder of my cards. So
what?
Hang on to those babies.
Yeah. If I could sell one,
If
for
anyone
like
wants to
100
know, Luke lives at 1274 Main Street, and he's got so many cards.
Right.
Be really
Main
easy. His
Street.
dog's a little bitch. He's not going to guard this place.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that's fun. I don't know. I just thought that'd be a good time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pokemon.
What else could we do?
What else could we do? I do want to kind of do a writing session.
Okay, we could do that.
Let's do that, then we'll wrap it up because I want to. At first, I want to keep this like about an hour. I think.
How much time are we at?
44 minutes.
That's pretty
So
good.
we're pretty good.
I didn't write anything down. Mine's in my phone.
Okay, that's how I do everything with mine.
Um,
I can't. When I started, I tried writing in a notebook, and it just. I need to be able to edit. Like I can't just cross things out and then write a new page.
Right,
Like
yeah.
it just doesn't work for me.
But it is getting to a point where it's like when I do write, because there's so little that we have to do handwritten these days, I'm realizing that like my handwriting's deteriorating. It's getting like worse and worse and worse. And then when I do, like my buddy lost his joke book, which you just can't do on your phone. And
yeah,
it makes more sense, you know. Like when I'm at shows, it's like I'd rather just be able. I see some comics before a show writing down their set list, and I just copy and paste my set list, move things around. It's just more convenient, man.
Oh,
Technology, there's a reason why technology is popular. It's more convenient. Okay?
It's pretty popular.
It
People
is.
like
it's
it.
more convenient.
Yeah, what do you got?
No, you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the other day I got done having sex with my girlfriend.
Heyo.
She's
Give it
gonna
up
love
for
that.
Luke.
No, no one knows that we have sex.
This
They
is
can't.
to stave away all the doubters
Yeah.
and the allegations
The allegations.
of Luke being a bear.
I feel like yeah. Oh, a gay bear? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, gay bear.
Yeah. Un oso maricón. Is that okay to say that word?
I don't know what marigon is.
It's a derogatory term for gay people in Spanish.
Oh, damn.
I don't mean it.
Yeah.
I just watched Narcos, okay?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, well, anyways, and then I was just thinking about how, like, for women, like, birth control is always, like, they can take a pill or IUD. There's all these things they can do. But for men, like, it's like, if we both, it feels like we both went off to, like, okay, let's figure out this birth control problem.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not how it really went down. But just, like, the idea of, like, women going off and being like, well, we did a bunch of science and we came up with a pill we can take once a day, you know, and it'll like regulate and we won't have a kid. So you can finish inside, you know. And I'm like, cool, science. And then we're like, so what did you guys come up with? And we're like, we thought we could like pull out right before. You know, like me and the guys got together, we're like, what if we don't finish inside, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the premise.
Or you could say, yeah, we don't have anything, but we did make a pill that gives us a boner.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's the opposite of what we needed. It's like I can just go for longer if that'd be cool.
Yeah. I can actually make more of a problem for you.
Yeah,
there's more of a
exactly.
chance of a baby now.
Yeah. It's like women have figured out how to like curb the population problem that we're having, and men are literally just worried about not being embarrassed.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's the thing too with joke writing is like I need someone else sometimes to just that. You know, like I can't.
It's typically how it goes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's like we just thought instead of making a baby, hey, just take it out and make a mess on you.
Yeah.
You know, like that was my
That's
line.
funny. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then just maybe if I riffed it more just like, oh, you have a pill that regulates hormones? That's scientific. We also have pulling out, that's pretty complex too. Like it involves a lot of timing and finesse, you know?
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm not
just
sure.
Trust me.
Yeah. Just trust me.
Just trust I got this.
Trust me. I'm also not cheating on you. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
That was my bit.
I'm trying to figure out how to work this joke in. It's a stupid racial joke. Essentially, the idea is like I saw
stupid rage. Is there any other kind?
Yeah, I saw I have a comedy friend. His name is Basil. He's an Arab dude. He's from Iraq, I think. And
cool.
he was.
It sounds like who Sherlock Holmes would go to like Egypt for something.
Yeah,
and he
meet
would
up with a
hook
guy named Basil. 100%.
And he'd be wearing a fez and a monocle, and he's like well studied in the Egyptian history.
This Basil is significantly less cool. He's a good guy. No, I like Basil. He's a funny comic. He showed a picture of him and his wife for Halloween, and he was dressed like a cop. And I roasted him in the comments and said, "You look like who would show up if you dialed 911 instead of 911." And I thought that was funny. I was trying to figure out how to work that into a joke. And typically, what I find is like sometimes jokes work better if someone else says the joke. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, my wife said this thing.
Oh,
so,
I see.
Or
like in your story.
yeah,
in the
or
telling of
my
the joke.
cousin said this thing, and it's like I told I remember telling my cousin that I wanted to be a cop, and I was like, "Do you like?"
Right.
Yeah, how do you think that would work? Or could you picture me as a cop? And then my cousin said, yeah, you're a cop that would show up if you dial 911 instead of 911.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
that's the
reworking it that way. And yeah, I mean, it's funny because, yeah, like you wrote the joke, but they're saying it. So then it sounds like, but then it's again like where I would go, oh, the audience is going to think I didn't write this. They don't even think that. They're like, that was funny.
100%. I even find that in regular life, sometimes people respond better to if I have something funny to say. I'm always playing with stuff. And I find that sometimes people will laugh more if somebody else, even if I thought of it, sometimes I'll give credit to somebody else.
Yeah.
Just in a story that I'm telling to my friends. And sometimes that'll work better than like, because as a comic, they're almost expecting us. You find that because we do comedy, sometimes you'll say something and people are like, oh, is that a joke that you have? Or, hey, you should add that to your material.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
they'll say something funny and they'll be like, oh, you can add that to your thing. So sometimes it's like, I'm just going to throw this away and give it to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like the Santa Claus. Like, I'm just giving this credit that I should probably take credit for to somebody else.
But I think that's good advice for writing because it's not your first thought to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that is like a next level thought of how to make something work. Is like not think about, I want the credit. I need to be known as, like it can still be funny and people will still give you the credit for it. So don't worry and you can make your set better.
Right.
So I
Right.
like that.
Yep.
So yeah, so what else? I'm trying to think of like, I don't know.
The whole joke is just that I kind of
Just like a quick little roast.
Yeah, that I didn't really put together that 911 and 911 are the same numbers. It just depends on how you say it.
Right.
That's it. Sometimes it's just that simple.
So many people like about when it happened. I remember in high school just seeing conspiracy theory people being like, what it was on 9/11, it means 911. It's like it was planned, like it's just that whole thing there.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you arrive to the scene in a plane? I don't know.
If you think about it, the terrorists were the first responders.
There you go.
They were the first ones on the scene,
Yeah.
Someone dialed 911 and the terrorists were the first responders.
They tried to dial 911, but they accidentally dialed 911.
Yeah,
got
there
two
you go.
planes
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude.
They were very quick on the scene.
They're like someone. It's like Jan in accounting was choking.
Yeah,
like 9/11. Oh no,
she added a dash between 9 and the 11 on accident, and instead of Tom and
stupid fat fingers
and Jim, they got Ahmed and Mahmoud on accident. Should have dialed 911, not 911. That's on you.
That's great.
Yep.
That's some good old-fashioned racism.
Yeah, that's terrible.
No, I don't know. I think people are getting better about jokes again, which is nice.
I agree. I think we're in a bit of a gold rush when it comes to comedy, and it feels good again.
Swinging away.
The
from
pendulum it tends to do that.
Yeah.
We go like think about it like
I knew it would,
the
but-
early 2000s. It was like every joke was at the expense of some sort of minority group or someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was either your mom is fat or she's dumb or she's a bitch or this race, whatever.
the gays.
Yeah, 100%.
The Jews. Yeah, it's just everything.
Everyone could catch these comedy hands. And then the pendulum swaying to like none of that's okay. And I think that credit to those who have, those comics who have kind of like not let it hold them back. People like, South Park, or there's some comics
Dave
who
Attell.
have, or Mark Norman, I think is a good example of somebody who like doesn't hold back.
Chappelle. All the Daves really.
Yeah, and
Dave Smith, I don't think he holds back.
Dave Matthews Band, dude. His. Have you heard some of his unreleased songs? Super racist. Anyway, I do feel that that it's swinging
I
somewhere
wish I
back
knew a
into the
Dave
center.
Matthews song well, so I could just do a joke, but I can't think of one.
I can't think of any. I'm not a fan.
When I think of Dave Matthews, all I think of like, I think like
Mediocre.
I don't know the words. It's kind of like you could just listen to it and be like, this This is good for like the background if I don't really care about what's happening.
Yeah, if I have complete disregard for the people around me, no problem
I remember
playing this shitty music.
Yeah, during the pandemic, I had a Peloton for a little while, and one of the instructors, I think his name, no, it wasn't Cody, that was the gay guy.
That guy's hilarious, by the way.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Cody.
Yeah.
But
there's a good video going around.
It was like Matt something. He had like one ride that was like Dave Matthews' ride, and I was like, it's kind of groovy. I kind of like this, And I never use the word groovy, He made me say groovy. Actually, I fucking hate that guy now. He made me say groovy out loud.
There is a good video going around of people who submit fake names on Pelotons and then make the instructor say them.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Like, hey, big shout out to the guy in first place, Hugh Janus. And then they kind of realize what they're saying.
Like
There's
halfway
so
through.
many good ones I'd never heard before. Like Eileen Ulick. I think that's really funny. Hugh Janus was amazing. I never heard that one before.
Yeah.
Mike Oxmall. I think that's really funny. There's so many good ones. People are really funny, man. Some of the funniest shit
internet is
of
still
the last undefeated.
Yeah.
Some of the funniest things I've seen in the last 20 years were comments that I read in the comment section of some random video.
Yeah, and some
that
guy
had me on the ground.
They're totally happy to just be like almost like a Twitter egg, like they don't like have any want or need to be known or recognized.
You would never.
They just come in and like silently. It's like a wound to the ribs. It's just like, and you're just like, oh, fuck, I'm bleeding so much.
Yeah, and it's this random guy that no one knows or is ever going to see again.
He's never going to stab someone ever again. He just wanted to do that.
You're losing it, bro. You're absolutely losing it. Yeah, back in the day, like the only way that random citizens got any sort of notoriety was like, dude, I got your dog going so hard.
Did his red
Home
red
Alone?
wee-wee
No.
come out?
What was that? No, hopefully not. Are you gonna start humping me, bro? All
No,
right,
he just
get
gets-
your psycho dog.
He just gets excited sometimes, and then it'll come out. But he's
Nah,
not.
He's a good boy. It's my
not
fault.
horny.
I was messing with him. Funniest home videos was like the only way you got to see. I just give your dog a heart attack and he passes on camera. Could you imagine? How old's your dog?
He's approximately 5.5 or so.
Nice.
He's not that old.
I have
Where are you going?
a new joke I'm doing, or that I wanted to try out here that I thought of yesterday, and that's that dog owners are way too comfortable talking about their dog's anal glands. And I don't need to know about that. I don't need to know what they look like. I didn't even know they were there until you told me. That's information that I could have gone my whole life without knowing. And now I have this in my mind that like dogs have these things. Do other people have anal? Do I have an anal gland?
I was about to say, like, do we have them? Because
is that why I get swamp ass in the summers? Is my anal gland on the fritz?
Is that why I'm licking my butthole sometimes because of my anal glands?
That makes so
I thought
much
I just
sense.
liked it.
I thought, I was just really into Rimmies, but little did I know. It's an evolutionary thing. So gross. I don't need again.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, you're gross.
A sick fuck.
Get your anal glands off me, you rat bastard.
It's so gross because like he will start licking his butthole sometimes, and I'll just hear like, and then I look
Ew.
over at him, and he's just like,
yeah.
what?
You would if you could too. Stop lying.
Just because you can't curl up into the Firefox logo doesn't mean.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. He
Yeah,
literally
he
would
does.
just look like the Firefox
A dragon.
logo.
Yeah.
When
dude.
I first got him, it was I did like a meme or a picture of both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the anal glands are. I try not to talk about it. That's why I don't do it. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what it feels like. I take them to Petco, and they do it behind closed doors.
What purpose does it serve? Because now that's the thing is now I have all these questions.
I looked it up one time, and I don't remember, but it's probably like an appendix. It's like it's there, and it probably did something, but not. We don't eat grass anymore, so we don't need an appendix, or whatever. I think that's what appendix was, right? It helped you digest grass.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
And that's knowledge
When
from
were
like
humans
5th
eating
grade.
grass?
I looked it up in 5th grade, so I don't know if that's true
crazy.
anymore.
Do you still have yours?
Yep.
Have you ever had any major surgeries?
I've got all my parts, dude. I've
Nice.
got my foreskin. I got my appendix.
Oh, that's right.
I got my gallbladder.
Damn, you got your tonsils.
I'm more man than most other men. Do you ever think about that?
That's really cool.
Are you circumcised?
I am circumcised. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got more. You are more man than me. Yeah.
Maybe that's a bit.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm less sensitive though, so I could go longer.
That's true.
You're probably a quick comer.
I have a joke about coming too fast.
There you go.
So
See, like I'd rather be able to. I'd rather be able to last longer. I think.
Yeah.
I think I win. And now I'm in your head.
Nice
and that's
guys
where
finish
I want to
first.
live. And circumcised guys don't finish at all. That's another problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't have a say in it. I'm glad I didn't.
So I used to, when I grew up, I really wish I had it because I was like, I'm weird. But then,
yeah.
I
But
don't
also,
know.
it's like, how are people, like, if anyone's getting a chance to see that close, like, that's a whole other problem. You know, like, I don't think any other guy has ever seen, be able to confirm. I could be lying, you know? No
Yeah.
one's going to be able to confirm. There's only one person in this world that can definitively. I always have sex in the dark, you know?
You never have sex during the
no, I
morning or like the lights on?
I'm
really?
No. I'm a morning guy.
Are you guys married? I forget.
No, I call her my wife because I'm just sick of calling her my fiance. I've been engaged for 6 years. But yeah, I'm evolutionary wise, and I think this rings true. Guys are more morning sex people, and women are more night sex people. And it's because at night we're tired from hunting and foraging and protecting.
Which you and I both do.
I
every
do
day.
that. I go out and
That's why we're hairy, actually, so we could be in the cold naked.
100%.
Because it's more scary. Like, you can scare the other hunters away if you're like...
Exactly, yeah. They're freaked out by your foreskin, and they run away. They're like, oh, this hooded creature's chasing after me.
Sometimes I fling it around and I whip it at people.
Ah, nice.
Like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. You hide things in it.
I have more than most. I have too much.
Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus.
Bless you.
One more.
He's like, no, I'm done. Oh! That was pretty good.
All right, you done? Are you embarrassed? Shit.
Clip it. Clip it.
Anyway,
We're doing good. This is great.
yeah, this is great.
What? Yeah. What? Anal glands. I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
Anal glands, also called anal sacs, primarily serve as
Gross.
scent glands in animals, allowing them to mark their territory and communicate with other animals of the same species through strong, often unpleasant odor of the fluid they release defecating.
All right, so do cats have it? Because my cats don't have that problem.
This is interesting. This fluid contains information about the animal's identity, health, and reproductive status. So when Nacho shits, he's telling everyone his pronouns. That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't know you were a they them. That's cool. Good for you.
Yeah, I just misgendered my dog.
Yeah, you did.
I said him.
How dare you?
Well, I'm
Your
learning.
dog is trans.
We're all learning. We're all trying to be better every day, and that's all you can really do. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
No, I have a joke about. I don't really do it because it didn't. It worked one time in my backyard at my show, but
It's a funny thing to say.
I know. I was talking to the squirrels. And it worked for them, but I was trying to do this bit about how like reading about like why do dogs sniff so much and when they pee and they have to sniff it, and it's like because they get all this information from it, so when they're peeing it's like reading a Facebook post.
Yeah.
Like Nacho's like, oh my God, Sparky is a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Like that was the joke, and then like
Yeah.
Oh my God, he said all lives matter, and then when he pees on it he's like Black Lives Matter. Like he's leaving his own comment.
Yeah.
So that's the joke.
And like anal glands are kind of like that. Anal glands are like a name tag that shares your, or they're like your resume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh man, this guy's been to a lot of places. Look, dude, we're homies now.
Right. When you came in, I told you he
This
warms
is great.
up.
Yeah.
I bet when you stand up, he might bark at you again, but he also might be like
I
excited.
think he's
like,
just thrown off by he's like a T-Rex. He's thrown off by movement.
Yeah. Now he's all look how sleepy. He's like trying to close his eyes.
Yeah. All right. What else do I got in this stupid thing?
Yeah.
This is one of those kind of quick things I thought of today
do one
in the
more
shower.
each, and then we'll get out.
My wife is weird. She says things, or
Great premise. Do anyone else's wife say weird stuff?
Does she say things to you? Super annoying. She says.
I fucking hate when she's talking.
She says.
Women
says
shouldn't
things like,
talk or drive, or they should only be shopping and cooking.
Wow, my Arab side's really coming out. I'm like, my wife wants to be educated and drive. God.
Do you ever try to buy her more clothes on accident? You're like, just cover this up.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh no, I'm sorry.
She's like, why does every shirt you get me have a hood? Why'd you get me this ninja outfit?
Like, I swear it's not.
I'm sorry.
It's not my religion. It's me missing my hood.
Yeah, I have flare-ups from time to time.
I have phantom hood syndrome.
Anyway, I don't know how to set this up, but the idea is like my wife says things like, you have terrible hearing, and I'm going out for hot yogurt. Anyway, we'll delete that. That's not staying. The idea is like you get it.
It's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, they're okay.
Have you tried it on stage yet?
No, I just thought of it today in the shower when I was like, Luke told me I need to have jokes, and I just started racking my brain for literally anything, and that's something that came out.
No, you know what? I do like that. You should try it.
Yeah,
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think
My wife
it's
said,
all about
you
the setup.
can't hear well, and I'm going out for hot yogurt.
I'm like, ew, hot yogurt. Anyway, I thought it was funny.
It's like yogurt from an anal gland.
Ew.
I don't know. Just trying to tie it all together.
Yeah, there we go. Nice callback.
What else could she say that's? I like hot yogurt. That's perfect.
Yeah.
But like, what else is like? I'm going out for.
It has to be, again, like the joke is that she was right about the first statement. I do have bad hearing.
Yeah. See, I don't know. My comedy brain's like dead right now.
I'm right there with you.
It goes up and down. It's like sometimes I'll be like on a roll and everything I say is like, that's pretty funny. And then I'll do it on stage and I feel great. And then I'll go through a period of just like.
But I think that's part of it, right? You know what I mean? I think that's part of it. I think
so.
It
makes me feel like a fraud though.
Well, that's just being a comic, bro. We all have that imposter syndrome shit.
Yeah.
Think about any career, anything. If you're a bodybuilder, there's days you're not going to feel like going in and lifting weights. Yeah. And it's about the discipline of like sitting down and writing even when you don't want to. And I'm bad at that, and I need to get better because I tend to write when the inspiration comes as opposed to writing to get inspiration. And I think the latter is going to be how we get better. You have to push through.
As someone who has written a screenplay all the way through, you do have to show up every day. And there's days where you write like 3 words and you delete 30.
Yeah.
And that's good though.
It's still a good day.
Or there's even days where nothing happens. Like literally nothing is added or subtracted. And that's still a good day because you thought about it. And then the next day you like whatever was going on, it like, okay, it's like a kidney stone in your brain. You're like, and it's weird in the coffee shop when you're just screaming.
Yeah.
They're like, what's wrong with that guy? You're just like,
I'm trying to get it out.
Like, did he drink the cold brew? What is that? You know, like
if you're in Sacramento, it's fairly normal. There's people screaming in every coffee shop in the city.
Right. That's why I only go to East Sac Temple because that one
you fit
kick
in.
The homeless out.
Yeah. Yeah. You wear an Apple Watch and you can scream all you want.
Exactly. Yeah. But I that is true. Like showing up to write every day. It is important, and I think there have been days where I wrote during the day for a couple hours, and then I went to an open mic, and I was like, oh, I can like remember the stuff I was going to talk about. Yeah. The thing that I hate that happens is I show up, and I'm like, oh, I have like 10 tags for this joke, and then I get in the room, in the environment where I'm going to tell the joke, and suddenly 8 of these are bad. You know, like you just know in
your
the
mind.
Yeah, because you feel like this isn't going to work. But at 10 a.m. when you're hopped up on coffee, cold brew, screaming, you're like, this is going to be so funny. I'm so clever. And it's just not, you know. But yeah, I like that. You should try that joke. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really about the setup and how I set it up. I think it's like I think it would work better if I preface it as like the typical like, I'm right, she's wrong, women are dumb, they typically say dumb things.
Yeah.
And then go, like, I don't know. I got to figure out the way to set it up. But I like
Yeah.
hot yogurt. I think that's just...
It's pretty good.
I think it's good.
Like, isn't it supposed to be cold yogurt?
I'll figure it out.
And then she's like, I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
I just want to help more. I feel like I didn't help at all. But
No,
it's
it's
fun
okay.
to hear you say it.
We do need to get together and write. I feel like...
Yeah.
Did you guys ever get... Like, there was that group chat going for a while, and...
I sort of fell off, but we were supposed to have a barbecue at my house and then do, like, writing or hanging out.
Yeah, let's get together.
We'll do it. It's just been cold. But, yeah, I have a grill and I've used it once or twice.
Wait, hold on. This shoebox that the Pokemon cards in? It says
Yeah.
T-Mac. Are these Tracy McGrady shoes from back in the day, or is
Yeah.
this how old is this
T-Mac
box?
3.
No way.
This is an older box because those were shoes I played in like probably like 2005 to 8 or so.
Oh, no way. Did you play basketball?
Yeah. I love basketball.
We should do that too.
Yeah.
I go play at the park right here. You live right next to a nice park with multiple.
$99.99. They weren't even $100. That's cool.
Damn.
I know. I live next to this park, and I never shoot. I'll shoot there like
I
once
got a
in a while.
basketball in my car right now.
Oh,
I'm about to go probably after this. Now I got the bug.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go shoot. If you want to go, we can go. Because I'll go shoot around.
I guess maybe we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
The end? No.
The end. To be continued. I want to do one more thing real quick.
Please.
I don't know if this is funny. It feels kind of like lazy, but I don't know. I think it's funny. It's like I was trying to I have all these jokes about breakup stuff because I went through a shitty breakup before this new amazing woman entered my life.
Nice.
And so so I was thinking about like early on in this, like with the other girl, she was like, I told her I went to therapy or something, and she was like, ugh, why would you tell your problems to a stranger? Like, that's just so weird. And I should have been like, oh, that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And that should have been like, no, this is a bad idea. But then I'm like, then it's like, well, to be fair to her, like therapy is gay. Like I understand it's gay to talk about your feelings. And it's also like, what's worse is my copay is I have to suck his dick at the end of it. And it's at the end, so I don't even get to talk about it. And I'm like driving home like, that was fucked up, but there's no therapist to talk to. I'm just alone in my car, like dick in my mouth.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, there's other red flags you can bring up in there too about like where the office is, the fact that there was no diplomas on the wall. You know what I mean? Like I should have. Like there was other red flags in there I didn't pick up. I also think it's funny because I
was in the broom closet at Faces.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The
insert gay club at town you're in.
Yeah. The I have a joke where the roles are reversed. Where like my wife is trying to get me to go to therapy. I say like. Typically that's how it goes, right? Like men are more
withholding of feelings.
I think we're more, adverse to therapy than women are because naturally women are more comfortable sharing their feelings than men are. If we're if we're gonna stereotype it.
But it's true. Like men are just, which that was so weird about that girl is she was just like a man.
Yeah,
which. Maybe I'm gay.
I think so.
Because I was like, she had a lot of manly characteristics. She reminded me of my dad. Like, she had these, like, the way she behaved. Like, I have daddy issues over this girl. It's fucked up.
Yeah. And I also think that, like this conversation right now, like, men typically don't get together just to chat unless we're, like, creating something or making some sort of content.
Yeah. Or getting, like, let's, like, hunt or kill something.
Yeah,
or
and we'll chit-chat while we do that. Yeah,
that we don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't... Yeah, we don't. We're men aren't catty. They just will hit things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there has to be some sort of activity that happens. Yeah. But yeah, no.
To die on my camera.
I think that's funny. I think the idea of like the your copay.
I like that part because it's like it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, therapy's gay, haha, it's gay. You said that, but then that part makes it work. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because also, I do feel like my copay is way too high. Like it's. Like $50. That's a lot for a copay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's normal, but when I was a kid and I was on my parents' insurance, it was like $10.
Yeah.
Or even like I was on my dad's insurance for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was like a $10 copay.
Yeah.
And he was like a state worker, so maybe he just had like the best insurance or whatever, but it was like
well, there you go.
$50 is
you could wrap it up with like you could say the copay's really high. I have to suck his dick. When I was a kid, it was a lot cheaper. I just had to give him a hand job.
Right. Or all I had to do was tap his nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Just had to cup it while he jerked himself off,
I just had to hold his hair back. He was a hippie doctor.
Yeah, I've been going to therapy for a long time. I'm fucked up,
He just wanted me to pull his hair a little bit while he jerked off. That's good.
It's dark. It's good. It's good.
All right. Well, where are you gonna be? Do you have any shows you can plug yourself?
I am let's see. I am I'm headlining a show. All right, so the 18th, I'm headlining a show at Twin Rocks Estate Winery with my buddy Basil. Brought him up earlier.
Basil.
The 25th, I'm going to be doing Don't Tell in Oakland. That's very exciting.
Yes.
I don't know if I can even say that. It's called Don't Tell. I just told everyone.
You're not supposed to know the lineup. It's secret.
Yeah, February 7th.
Is it secret? Is it fucking safe?
I'm headlining in Santa Rosa. I'll be basically just follow me on Instagram, Shaheen K Comedy, and that's where I post all my shows. That's the easier way to do this. Give me a follow and
give him a poke.
Come see a show.
Give him a nice little copay.
Exactly. What about you? What do you got coming up?
Well, you can follow me at Luke Soin on Instagram. At Corner House Comedy is my comedy show I do in my backyard typically. Right now the weather sucks, so we are doing it at East Sac Fitness. Next show is January 17th. It's a Friday.
Dope.
Don't miss it. The last one we had like 40, 45 people. Robert Emoto was the headliner. He roasted some guy in the front for looking like an Illuminati guy. It was great.
Yeah.
And then I am currently hosting at the Punchline, so you probably see this after that happened, but it went great. And then I will be hosting for J.R. de Guzman in Las Vegas at Wise Guys Town Center, whatever that newer one is, from the 23rd to the 25th of January. Those are my only dates booked right now, so book me. And and then my YouTube channel, youtube.com/epictikicomedy, which if you're watching this, you're already on here. Hit subscribe, and we're going to make a movie called Canceled, and that'll happen someday soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.